What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Dating apps have a vested interest in men not finding love. Let me say that again. They have a vested interest in men not finding love. Yeah, I'm talking about dating apps. But before I get into it, let me shout out one of my supporters. I think it's Tyon Miller. I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name, brother, but want to shout you out. Now, let me be clear. It was a comment he had on a video I did yesterday on my Deep Thought channel. And he hit me with some game. Because on my video yesterday, I was talking about people on Deep Thought say, yeah, they, and whoever y'all want to say is they, don't want you to think. And he had a great comment, but then he said, yeah, these dating companies with these dating apps, they have a vested interest in men not finding love. I was like, oh, snap. I pinned the comment. I was like, man, he has a great point. He hit me with some game. Because I say straight up, I don't be paying attention to dating apps. Y'all know me. You know me, I tell y'all to get outside, so it's not something I think about. So I wasn't even thinking about that angle. I was like, hold up. These dating apps don't want men to find love because if they do, they don't need the apps. And then somebody else commented on that thread and said there was a lawsuit against Bumble by several men. I actually checked that out. I think it was back in 2021. Now, they got a few dollars for a class action suit because it wasn't really helping them. I'm going to tell you what, though, man. You got a lot of stuff out here that really don't want men to find stuff. You know, they don't want men to find love. They won't make money anymore. Now, you know me. Like I said, I was trained to, head off arguments. So, I know somebody say, well, what about these dating coaches and everything? Hey, some of them don't want you to find love anyway. Now remember something. Even though I talk about man gets woman, I never say I was a dating coach. I just give perspective. I give a philosophy. And I've said several times, I want to be put out of business. So, and I don't really make as much money as I could off of it. Because I can't say I charge $1,000 for any classes or anything like that. Shoot. Now, yeah, I talk about sex and all of that shit, but hell, half my shit goes for my biggest supporters are guys who can already get women or guys in relationships or guys trying to figure out how to manage their women. And even then, I want to be put out of business because I've had several people say they like my Money channel and Deep Thought channel better. And I ain't get mad at them. I was like, shoot, I look forward to the day. Those are my main channels. I really do. Shoot, I want y'all to put me out of business. Seriously. But there's some people out there, they want to keep y'all going. Especially dating apps. Because think about something with dating apps. It's funny, you get all these guys who talking about dating app this and dating app that, right? You know what? Let's switch up. I had to take my sons today, so let me shorten this car video. But you got these guys always saying, yeah, it's dating apps, it's just dating apps, and even telling you how to do better on them. But let's be real about something. This has been documented. Dating apps are overwhelmingly men. And this thing with Bumble, I don't know what it was with Bumble, but I remember, I think it was Ashley Madison, that one that supposedly had wives looking for guys, where they had said, I believe it was them, where they had said that, they had some fake profiles on there. And they probably do. I want y'all to think about it. I don't care if somebody get mad at me. In fact, I'm going to tell you, it's deep to the point. Some of these content creators might be getting paid by some of these dating app companies. But they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they got some people hired just to get some pictures, random pictures. And it'll probably get worse with this whole AI thing. AI can produce some serious pictures. They can produce some serious pictures, put that shit up, have some issue. It could be a man, it could be whoever who write profiles and everything and even answer some people. Because let's be real on it. Let's be real. You don't know who the fuck's on the other side. Because let's be real. How many guys really successful with it? Everybody's talking about it. But how many guys really successful with it who don't look like Shade? Let's just be real. Other guys, I don't even be talking about that. The other guys be saying, yeah, you got to be super handsome on there. Why you on there then? I mean, seriously, why you on there? It's tough. Now, yeah, there's been some success stories, and yeah, there's going to be some women actually on there. Definitely. But it's overwhelmingly men, which means a lot of men, the men are really keeping the shit going. Hell, even with something like Bumble. Like, yeah, some men already complain about something. I ain't even look into it. I just saw it happen, but no telling what that was. And even then, how many men going on there and say, oh, the women picked me? The women picked me. Let me get on there. Shit. Hell, they want you to keep going. And like I said, you don't know. There's so many different ones and everything. In fact, I remember reading about this conservative, supposed to be a right-wing like dating app and everything. Thing is, no women signed up. I was like, oh shit. Because look, let's be real. Most women, as my grandmother would say, are scary anyway. Not scary in the sense of they scaring people, but nervous, insecure and shit. A lot of them don't want to fuck with these apps. A lot of them don't want to fuck with it. They don't trust men enough. And then you got some women, they get on there, and whether you say it's the dating apps or even just like something like TikTok or IG or something, they just thirst traps, get all that attention, get guys hitting them up. And then I'm gonna tell you what, and this is something I've seen. I don't mess with the dating apps, but it's kind of when I'm on IG, right? People know I do, I'll upload a picture every now and then. And then, I do my Sunday message on IG, kind of variation what I normally do on YouTube. But I keep getting some women. It's always the same thing. It'd be some pretty woman, pretty woman. And then, they pretty. You might follow them back, right? All of a sudden, they in your inbox talking about, hello. It's always the same thing. And like one time on there, woman hit me with that, and I was like, hey, can you come up with something different? And she or it or whoever it could have been got pissed. Because I was like, can you come up with something different? Come up with the same things. Get creative or something. Shit. And in fact, I remember when I first started on IG, this prominent woman who had a following and stuff, somebody actually started following me, or I thought it was somebody with some pictures, And let's just be real, a lot of guys getting straight up scammed. We talking about all this, these women being grimy up here, but they getting scammed. I mean, just on IG. And you know me, I was be like, whatever. Women be hitting you up. Sometimes it be a legitimate woman hit you up. Hey, can you give me a gift card? No, bitch. Oh, Rom gets disrespectful. You come at me on some scam shit. I don't. Gentleman Rom goes out the motherfucking door. Gentleman Rom goes out the motherfucking door. You get you come at me with some scam shit. I probably gave a nervous breakdown to one of those like phone callers and stuff, be acting like we're gonna serve a subpoena on you in half an hour. You gonna be home? Yeah, I'm gonna be home. I'm locked and loaded too. My AR-15 will be with me too. Oh man. It's like I don't have a RA. I just said that. I don't have a RA-15. The samurai sword is better for like cutting and shit. I was like, I'm sorry. Well, Your Honor, it just happened to be there. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what though. But seriously, it's companies, everything. And a lot of guys getting caught up into it. And it's really a shame that, you get a bunch of guys trying to promote that shit. I was like, you just put money in. That's why I say I would not be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. You find out some content creators getting paid on the low by some of these dating app companies. Because, I mean, come on, you got official statistics that say the men outnumber the women greatly. it is hard as hell. I mean, you pretty much gotta be like Select, Chad, Tyrone, Enrique, Chang, or something to even get something. And then even then, let's just be real on some shit. Let's just be real. And this is part of the reason why I'm that big on it. Because actually, me and my nephew, Afi Kingdom, shout out my nephew. Yeah, my nephew, he family. Oh, I remember we said, yeah, we're going to do this thing on Bumble and shit just to check it out, experiment shit. I went on there. I wasn't impressed. And I think I matched with like 13 women. I actually talked to them. I wasn't even trying hard. I was like, because let's be real on there. I want y'all to think. Why would a baddie, and I've said, yeah, it can be hard for some very attractive women to really find someone because they picky. But at the same time, why would a baddie or a very attractive woman, 8 to 10 range, need to get on there? No, I want y'all to think about it. Why would she need to? She can meet a man any place. She can just go, shoot, she can go to a club or something, cross her legs, and some guy's gonna come along. She could be trying to do her squats in the gym. Some guy's gonna come along. She don't really need that. Let's be real. The women who are usually on there, yeah, there's some exceptions, but are really on there, are not like top of the food chain. You talking like maybe at best a 6. Maybe at best a 6. Most of them ain't gonna mess with. Let's just be real. I remember some dudes talking about stuff like Plenty of Fish and all that, and they said straight up, this is what you get on there. And they were getting some women, but they said, nah, you wouldn't want to marry them or anything. Because, of course, you got some guys who got what it takes to get attention on dating apps or something. Shoot, that's just a way for them to get some easy pussy. But you got some guys who ain't at that level, ain't on that player thing, don't have that, like, at least above average attractiveness to a woman, thinking they're gonna get something. And you get some guys, you get some companies, they like, hey, we want that to happen. And honestly, let me hit some money matters in here. That's businesses anyway. Any business most businesses want you to come back. In fact, even with different machines, appliances, stuff, they have built-in obsolescence. I mean, they actually in corporate boardrooms saying, okay, this should last 3 years. So they have to get it. They don't build stuff the way they used to last. So they want to keep that shit up. Hell, they might be the ones promoting all this stuff about guys being lonely and shit. I wouldn't be surprised. Let me throw some deep thought in here. I wouldn't be surprised because everything come down to money. So you always got to say, okay, what's that stat for? We got to get these guys thinking this is what they need, right? And yeah, you got some dating coaches who do that shit. I don't mind saying that shit. Because, all right, anybody follow me know, yeah, I can talk about some stuff, but I don't really I just give y'all perspective. Like I said, most of the people who follow what I talk about already in relationships. They're just trying to manage it. And even then, I've told y'all, I need to be working on my science fiction book. There's some other shit I'd rather be doing. This is just, because in fact, with the relationship shit, I had left it alone for a few years. I say from about 2008 to 2013, I ain't bothered with it. Because I was just other shit. And people know I got like novels and everything. Only thing consistent I want to do, personally, is just motivational, just life motivation. And I'm good with that. Put me out of business, y'all. Put me out of this relationship part. Okay, please. Do well, y'all. Do well. But like I said earlier, you get some people, they ain't thinking like that. They ain't thinking like that at all. Nice companies. Want to keep that money flowing. Hell, let me get a little political. Even like the pharmaceutical industry and stuff. Yeah, I'ma say it. What they gonna do? Because they know it too. They probably be laughing about it. Plus, I've talked about this. I probably talked about this on my deep thought thing. Most of these medicines out here ain't supposed to get you well. Let's just be real. Most of these medicines and everything, pills, that shit don't get you well. Because if you do, you ain't going to use it. Hell, I've heard there've been doctors who said, look, we ain't supposed to get them well. You're supposed to give them just enough to come back. That's how we pay for our Mercedes. There's been some doctors come out. Unfortunately, there might have been some doctors who might have been killed because of it. Because, well, I ain't going to get too deep. Somebody might try to strike the channel. But I say like this, for everybody just on a general level. Let's go beyond relationships for a second. Always think, you follow the money. If you want to know what's up, follow the money. Who benefiting from things? Now, if we just stick with the dating app thing, hey, yeah, they're going to have some stuff where they say, hey, the shit worked out. But even then, I'm going to tell you what, even then, if somebody has like a link to a study to, not just to how long the couples last or how many get married, but how many actually last? Yeah, that's what I meant to say. How many of those couples actually last? Like happy family, they still together. Seriously. Shit, that's big business. And yeah, I'm going to specifically talk about dating apps because, like I said, my man, Brother Miller hit me with some game because that's nothing I had thought about because I don't mess with him. But that's a good point because, I got so much on my mind, I don't think about everything. But he had a good point. I was like, damn. He gave me some game. Shit, some pimps would have gave him some money for that game. Pimps will pay for it. You give a pimp a game, a pimp will give you, they'll reach in their pocket and give you a little bit. But anyway, that's the thing. So you gotta ask yourself. Now, I ain't gonna say, I'm put it like this because some people, they still want to use it. Ask yourself, what are you getting? What are you really getting? And are you really, first of all, if you're dealing with a real woman. Like, y'all remember it was a few years ago, there was that woman that young lady, and she wasn't even all that. I think I might have did a video on it. I don't even feel like looking it up, but that young lady who got all those guys, like she got like several hundred guys to show up to, I think it was in New York, years ago, met them online. She got all these guys to show up, and then she got some guys to actually compete for her little stank ass. Yeah, I said it. Y'all can send this video to her. I'll look at her motherfucking face. That was some fucked up shit. Seriously, these guys actually like spent money, traveled to meet her. Based on what? I'm like, shit. Like if you meet a woman online, at least you got at least FaceTime. I don't give a shit what it is. I mean, if you got an iPhone and you say, well, I don't have an iPhone and shit. No, if you got a regular phone, you got some type of shit. Zoom, shit, something. You can communicate with somebody. At least look at them face to face. At least get some information about them and shit. Because let's just be real. A lot of catfishing is so big. It's scary. I mean, damn, you had a TV show. About how bad that shit was. And people not knowing each other. Hell, where I used to live, I had this older guy neighbor. He thought this woman from like Asia and shit was into him. He said, yeah, man, I got to figure out how to get her over here. You know how you see some shit and you just like, well, yeah. I said real calmly, well, be careful because, sometimes they be scamming. Oh, no, she's not scamming. I was like, okay. He has some serious issues, though, but there's a lot of shit like that. A lot of shit. And, and this is in line with what I was talking about yesterday. This is exactly in line with what I was talking about yesterday. Because you got so many guys, they got that little fantasy, want to believe whatever. Like, it just popped in my mind about this brother who met this Chinese woman online, right? He actually went over to China and found out she wasn't around. And I think some Chinese people over there actually helped him out and everything. He didn't have a place to stay. I think they helped him out, and hopefully he got some therapy for it. But that's how deep that shit is. That's how deep that shit is. A lot of guys got to understand something. Because ultimately what it is, a lot of guys being taken advantage of because they want love. And there's nothing wrong with that. It means you're human. But you gotta have some game out here to know something. Like, you get a lot of guys who talk about, well, game is fake and I don't need any game and shit. You need game if for nothing else. Not to get played. To know what's coming. In fact, a few times, even when I first got started on here, I talked about women a little bit more. I was giving defensive game. It's like, okay, watch out for this, this, and this. Hell, my mother, rest her soul, that was the earliest game she gave me, was the pregnancy game. Because she said women, they just want a man's seed. And there's a lot of guys out there, not just caught up in paternity fraud, but there's a lot of guys out there actually got kids and they don't know. Because there's so much game with that. That pregnancy game. I've talked about that before. That pregnancy game, shoot, you got lesbians out there, lesbian couples. They'll send the femme lesbian after you, get that seed from you. All of a sudden, she disappeared. And there's probably some guys that stuck some women, and, she said, oh, no, take it off, I want to feel it. All of a sudden, got that baby, and a lot of guys focus on the child support part, but there's a lot of women, they'll get that seed. They'll get that seed, and they don't give a shit about child support. They just want the seed. You had some good features for them and shit, so they was like, oh, okay, I have a baby with him. It's a lot of stuff, and I'll just say this, as a man, you want to know about all your seeds. You want to know about it. That's your child, so you always want to know about it. But that's the thing. So you gotta watch it out here. It's like too many guys just getting played, and especially on some dating apps. Like I said, if you're gonna be on there, one, you need to be top notch. Two, you gotta know, okay, there could be some problems. Three, if you connect with a woman, FaceTime. Just FaceTime. Because I'm gonna tell you what, even meeting her sometimes, there's been some guys set up that way. And they figure out they get some lonely guy or something, they figure out he got a little bit of money, shit, FaceTime him. And even then, if you meet up with him, do it in a very public place. And in fact, I'm gonna tell you what, let me give y'all some how not to get played grimy game, right? If, like, say you supposed to, if you going to do that, you just say, yeah, I gotta meet this person online. All right, this is what you do. Very simple. First of all, say, okay, let's meet in this public place, right? Say, okay, yeah, we're gonna meet here, we're gonna talk. This is what you do. Day before, you head to that place and look at it, check it out. In fact, especially if she says it, because sometimes, well, I don't know if I can get there, but I can get to this place right here. And be like, okay. Go check it out first. Go check it out. Just look at it. Just kind of like scout out escape routes. Scout out how somebody could come at you. Whatever. Make sure it's in a public place. Check it out. Roads and everything. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're going to go that route, because I know some dudes, I can say whatever, they still going to do what they're going to do. If you can go that route, this is what you do, right? Figure out sorry, got distracted for a second. Rom's always looking around. But have one of your buddies come too. Like, okay, you meet that woman, right? Have them get there first, and then another one come later. And then this is how you do some surveillance thing. Let me give y'all some government stuff. Learned this from somebody who worked with a FBI unit that specifically tracked people. Well, I got friends everywhere. Rest her soul, the friend who told me this. But if you got a couple buddies, have them just plant them at different places. Have one show up early, have one walk in, have one in a place where he can actually follow you, right? And just check it out. And then have a signal you can give him if you think she cool, right? And also, if you got, this gets deeper. If you got the buddies, see, I'm making it complicated. You got the buddies who can read people, That's why you should have some street folks as buddies, because they can get a couple like street cats. That might be a business. And they could just sit back and they can just be like, all right, we scoping out everybody here. Because she could have the same thing. If they trying to rob you, she might have somebody follow. It's a lot. I'm going to tell you, ultimately, it ain't about it. And you got to have that game. And maybe I need to start doing some more. Talking about that defensive game more. Well, actually, I have. If y'all really follow what I say, it's automatically defensive. It's automatically defensive. So just follow what I've been saying. But, yeah. I'm going to go ahead. I got to get some food and everything. Ron got to be cooking today. The boys want some burgers. Burgers and fries. I got to make it for them. But anyway, right? Yeah. Just be careful out here, y'all. Keep your head on the swivel. Okay? Seriously, keep your head on the swivel. I mean, that should be normal anyway. And I told you where I grew up at. You know? And even though I was, spent 10 years in a bougie place, when you're a young guy, you got to watch out for straight up stick-up kids, rapists. Shoot. I remember there was an old guy when I was 8 years old. I'm walking across the street, dude just grabbed me. Yeah. And then like a second later, he was grabbing his balls. Hey, learn to kick. But, that's the thing. That's the thing. So be careful out here and just understand something. Pay attention to everything. And indeed, that's why I even say, even with what I talk about, go check it out for yourself. Seriously, just check it out for yourself. See if it worked for you. Trust no one. Verify. Always take the information in, verify it, and then accept it. Even with what I say. Go verify it first. Alright? So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.